Okay, fellas, welcome back to yet another day. I hope you're as excited about today as I am because let's not discount the fact that today is hump day, which means we have made it over the hump and we are now coasting downhill for the rest of the week. That's right. But we're not going downhill. We're coasting downhill. Life is it's not so much that we're going downhill because that's kind of it's kind of a negative connotation when you say you're coasting downhill. I didn't mean that. What I mean is that it's on easy street. Not that it's going to be easy because we're going to work hard because that's what we do because we're men. Unless you're a woman, in which case you're not a man, you're a woman, and we work hard because we're women. Unless you're a man. But still, we're going to work hard for the rest of it. Just shut up, okay? It's Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. I don't have any good April 1st or April Fool's jokes to tell you. So I'm just going to jump right into everything. I don't know who's going to be joining us tonight. It might be a quiet night. I know Matthew went to go see some terrible movie. I don't know what it is. His fixation with like, oh, I got to go to the movies. I got to go see the movies. I got to go to the movies. Well, if you don't go to the movies, then you're not going to the movie. Like I don't understand what this fixation is with the movies, but whatever. It's his life. It's up to him. So I had plans tonight. For the stream. I had plans to kind of just set a baseline as to where we're at with everything, to merge it because I wanted to start working on a dialogue system. So you know how a lot of games, like you can go to an NPC and you can like click a button that's like interact with so-and-so, and then you can interact with so-and-so, and when you interact with so-and-so, it's like, you know, like imagine going up and talking to one of the guards and they're like, oh, you better get home before time expires, or you better get home before curfew. And then you have like a couple of options where you can be like, F you, man, nobody tells me what to do. Or you can be like, all right, I'm getting home as soon as I can. But basically you have a tree of options. And then depending on what option the NPC might respond, maybe he aggroes and attacks you immediately. Maybe you can convince him to turn to your side. Who knows? There is an entire wealth of options that we can do when you start talking about these conversation trees. And I wanted to start working on the conversation trees tonight. And then I saw a YouTube video that was talking about this plugin that is basically procedural terrain painting, which I think is pretty cool. Procedural painting, it's pretty awesome. I've been playing around with it, so let's play around with that for like the first half hour, see if we can get a few people into the stream, and then once some people come into the stream, then maybe we can check in, merge what we have, and then switch gears into the conversation trees. Ted Turner says hi. Hello, Ted Turner. Hope you're doing well. I am dual streaming tonight, so I'm on full screen and I'm on mobile, right? So I'm streaming on mobile, I'm streaming on full screen. I was trying to stream on Twitch. I wanted to dual stream on Twitch, but I couldn't get that to work. So I'm dual streaming on mobile, on YouTube mobile and on YouTube desktop. All right, let me go ahead and make this window a little bit bigger. I should have McDonald's coming home to me. I am finally, I assume I am getting my McDonald's lunch meal, which I've been wanting. If you've been following my channel, you know I've been dying for McDonald's for the past 2 weeks. I think today might be the day that I actually get it. All right, and as always, let me pay attention here for a couple of minutes. All right. For some reason, I feel like the dual stream is kind of like, it's like a performance. It's like mucking with the performance of my desktop. I don't know what's going on, but like I'm going to close a few things just to kind of like see if we can free up a couple of resources. But for whatever reason, it really seems to have had an effect. So, and since all we're going to do right now is just work on the terrain painting, we don't need Visual Studio open. We do need a browser. We don't, we'll keep Source Tree open. We'll see if that helps any, but I am noticing some, not significant lag, but I am noticing some lag. All right, so this actually is a pretty cool little, plugin. So you can actually, depending on the height of everything, you can have different. You can kind of configure procedurally. There's all kinds of options as to how you can procedurally paint the terrain, and you can see here that like I have these snow-capped mountains. I was trying to get. I don't know why this doesn't work. Like, why does that look like that? I feel like, okay, let's see. Let's see if I come over here. Okay, first of all, why is this gray whereas this texture is brown? I don't quite understand that. Like, I want like, and also that keeps happening. Okay, that's actually, let's see, let's do this. Like, that is definitely, like, that just looks, is it a matter of the material? Is the material like weirdly configured? Let's see, can I do anything about that? Let me see. I feel like metallic is pumped all the way up, even though it's actually 0. No, Omar Gaming says, Timmy Turner. Hi, Timmy Turner. Ted Turner said, hi, I'm gay, 67. I have stage 4 cancer. I don't know why I'm laughing. This guy says he's gay, 67 with stage 4 cancer, and I'm laughing. That's pretty funny. I mean, come on, that's pretty funny. Okay, so what can we do? If like a diffuse, like if we can we? No, like I don't. Oh no, that doesn't work. I don't quite understand like a lot of these options, but I do seem to understand the fact that like I pick this. Like, it's not working as expected. Like, that's definitely for sure. Like, it's just not painting, like, soil rock base. Okay. What about this one? Like, why is everything, like, I like what this looks like, but why is this so weird? Like, why isn't it darker? Like, I feel like metallic is pumped all the way up. Like, what happens if I pump metallic all the way up? Nothing happens. And if I do this, channel remapping. Okay, what if, yeah, I don't know what that means. Okay, a normal map. I do know what a normal map is. So let's try, let's see. We don't want wood tile. We don't want to, okay, let's look up normal. Normal, right? And then we'll try to find something that looks like rock. Like, okay, here's one named rock. Okay, so it's a mountainside that I'm trying to edit, and I want a normal map of something that looks like a rock, but it really, I don't understand why it looks like this. It looks terrible. Okay, but like in this, I really want to be a darker, like one of the darker greens. Like this one? No. This one? No, no. Oh, wait a minute. I have a better idea. Okay, so let's go back to green over here. Right? We're gonna stick, let's try to find a dark, oh, okay. And then there. Okay. That's now. Yeah. Now we're cooking with fire. Okay. It's very bright, but it's mostly just bright because of the lighting I have. So let's see if we give it like a normal light. Like, it still looks kind of cheesy. Like, I think the material, I feel like the material is, like, too zoomed in. Okay, normal scale. What if I just mess with this? What if I go to 50? That doesn't, oh, wait, I think I'm modifying the grass. Let me see. I want to modify this one. So if I go to here, okay, that actually helps. I have stage 2 ball cancer, says Artie. You know, this is the interesting thing, like, because, like, I stream every day. I've been streaming every day on desktop. And then every now and then I'm like, all right, let's stream on mobile too. Let's stream on mobile. And this is what happens when you stream on mobile. You get a lot of 60-year-olds with stage 4 ball cancer. So I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess they only have cell phones because they must be American, right? Because they're spending all their money on cancer treatment. They can only afford cell phones, so they can't afford laptops. So that's why they're watching on a mobile stream. Because and then all of course, it's all the ball cancer too. Okay, let's go. Let's get a little. Let's calm down a little bit. I mean, that kind of looks terrible. Oh, 5. What if I go to 0? 2. Okay, I feel like I want to change the size of the tiling. Here we go. No, I don't want to change it like that. What if I change it to 1024, 1000? Oh, no, 1024. That's too much. 512, 512. No. 64, 64. That's better, but still not that great, right? 32, 32. Actually, 32, 64 looked okay. Artheed says, you're funny. Have a great day. I'm from England, by the way. All right. So you're Islamic. I mean, you're Muslim. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, no, you should be here when Matthew's here. Matthew is also English, but he's at a goddamn movie. Because what weirdo goes to a movie on a Wednesday night? All right, let me see. We got this. Yeah, like this, there really needs to, I feel like this, something needs to be done about this, right? Can I layer? And what I mean, okay, so the cliffs go from 150 to 310. The snow starts, I'm guessing, at 310. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I lower this to 300, does the snow come down? It looks like it does. And then you can have max fall off, min fall off. So minimum fall off would be 1, I guess. Maximum fall off would be 50. Oh, okay, so it's very blended. I see. Okay, so what if we just do 5? It's a little bit better. Minimum fall off 5. No. 2. Force repaint. Okay. And then the Unity dinged at me. That's kind of real. Have a good day, though. I'll sub for you. Yes, please do sub. Sub to the channel. And Matthew is in the house. The English boy. Matthew, you just missed a fellow Englishman named Artheed. He's in the mobile room. Who knows? Maybe you know him. As a matter of fact, maybe that's who you're going to the movies with. I know you've got a date. Matthew, just stopping by, say have a good night. You're a jerk. I hate you. Don't talk to me. That's it. As soon as Not Sure gets here, I'm having him ban you. Like, that's just what's happening. I'm having him ban you. So, yeah, if you've been following the stream, last LOL at Matthew says Artheed. Like, where are you at, Arthur? Like, look at this name. Arthurid. I don't know what that name is. Arthurid. Matthew lives at, it's like some like it's like a massage parlor, something's like Remington Spa. Like when he originally mentioned it, is that actually the place? Remington Spa. It's some city in Leamington Spa. Matthew says Leamington Spa. Like when he was originally talking about Leamington Spa, I literally thought he was talking about like an Asian massage parlor. Like that's where my mind went, because it was just so weird and bizarre to me that you would have a city with the name Spa in it. Like it was like really a spa. Originally a small village called Leamington Priors is a spa town. What the F is a spa town? It's a spa town? What is a spa town? A spa town is a resort town based in a mineral spa or a mineral spring. Oh, okay. All right. So I think the neighbor's getting his grass cut. I meant to text the neighbor to ask him if I could get in on that grass cutting action because I don't want to. I don't feel like. I feel that like I just don't want to cut my grass anymore. Like, I mean, I like it, but I'm also like I'm not home a lot. I mean, I'm home when it's cold, and we're getting into the warm season, so I'm definitely not going to be home. For, like starting in like May or June, I'm going to be gone for like probably a couple of months. So during that time, I like somebody has to take care of my grass because you sure as hell can't rely on a woman to do it. So like, I don't like, so I want to, my neighbor, he has a guy come and cut his grass and I want to get in on that grass cutting action. That's what I want to do. Arthur says, you said it correct once. It's pronounced Arthured. You Muslims and your weird names, I swear. Spa towns. So we have them in Belgium and Bosnia, Brazil, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia. Are there any in Finland? I'm familiar. Okay. Hanko, I don't know any of these towns in Finland. What about in the good old United States? South Africa. I might have to check that out because South Africa has a very friendly, not a very open digital nomad visa, and like I really like South Africa. Like I know people, I know with the news that it was in where Trump is like, we gotta bring the Afrikaners over, and then the liberals were like, no white people, and we're like, but they're immigrants, and like, yes, immigrants, and then Trump's like, but they're white, and then the liberals were like, no white people, like it was like a whole thing, right? And so, so I know that scared a lot of people, and it's like, look, the thing about South Africa is you do have to be on guard a bit. Like you do have to pay attention, even if you're like, especially if you're white, you have to pay attention. But that does not mean that you're like in constant danger. It's just like you just got to use some common sense. Like if you're American, I equate it to the city of Baltimore, or if you've never been to Baltimore, maybe Detroit or St. Louis. Like you just gotta like use common sense. Like don't go to the bad parts of town. Don't go out at night. Don't go flashing money and like looking rich. Just use common sense. You'll probably be okay. Arthur says, I'll keep watching you for 10 minutes. You're the chillest streamer I've seen all day. You deserve your viewers. Thank you, Arthur. You know, every now and then the chat room gets pumping. And then on the nights it doesn't, that's usually when Matthew goes to see some stupid movie. I forget what movie he's going to go see. Let me see. Movie theater, Leamington Spa. What movies are playing? Okay, let's see. I know he's going to see They Will Kill You and Ready or Not. And he showed me the times that he was going. Like, literally, I think he's going to like the 11:15 showing of They Will Kill You. And it's like, what the... Like, who is going to the movies at 11 o'clock on a fucking Wednesday? First of all, even if it's Friday, you should not be going to the movies. Oh, God. You shouldn't be going to the movies even, like, at 11 o'clock, even on a Friday. But this is a goddamn Wednesday. Okay, so he says he's going to see the 9:25 They Will Kill You showing. So, right here. What, you know, I was going to say something that YouTube probably wouldn't have liked. I was getting ready to make a joke that YouTube probably wouldn't like, so I'm not going to make that joke. But I know that there are certain types of phone calls that one can make to the movie theater to get the movie theater closed. I'm just saying. I know that there are. And I would imagine that this is the movie theater he's going to, right? Like, I mean, how many theaters can there be in an Asian spa? Like, it's ridiculous that an Asian spa even has a movie theater. All right, so Caledon, South Africa. So that's actually down by Cape Town. It's a little east of Cape Town. Let me see, Bad Place. That's like in the interior. No, thank you. I'm good. I like Cape Town, but I like South Africa, but I like coastal South Africa. Like, I've been to Johannesburg a couple of times, and it's like, Bella Bella. It's okay. Bella Bella's near Pretoria, also which is near Johannesburg. Pretoria is like a it's like a suburb of Johannesburg, and then we have Chipisi, which looks north up near like Botswana or something. Like, that's really far up there. Like this, I believe, to the left is Botswana, and then to the right is Tanzania. Maybe. Let's look. I am pretty sure, I mean, I know that Botswana is to the north of South Africa. Well, everything's to the north of South Africa. Oh, okay. So actually it was probably Zimbabwe and Tanzania, or Botswana and Zimbabwe. All right. Well, whatever. 5-minute walk. Going to head out now. Have a good night, Matthew says. He's a jerk. I'm banning that guy. As soon as Not Sure gets here, I'm banning him. And because he couldn't even help me with this texture problem. Like, why is this text, like, why do these things, why do they look, why? Just tell me why. What other options do you have in the modifier stack? So you got curvature, direction, height, noise, slope, and texture mask. What about... Huh. I'm going to get rid of that one. Yes. Okay. Anyway, I mean, it looks decent here. I think we could smooth these out. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to add the mud layer, right? Like I want the really low laying ones to have like a mud layer. Let's look at that. So we had there's the sand layer. Let's look at sand layer. Ooh, okay. Well, that didn't quite go like I wanted it to. But we can add a modifier, and we'll add a height, and then that should be, the maximum height on that should be, I don't know, 50. Okay, so that doesn't even show up anywhere. So wait, let me go over to one of the towns that we have. Right, so I wanted it to be in one of these towns. So I don't know what the height of this is. What is the height of that building, for example? Oh, I can't click on it. All right, let me see. If I do this, I can click on it. Well, it's at a Y position 10. Okay, well, wait a minute. Let's look at the road. What is the Y position of the road is 0. Okay. So, if I go back to the terrains, and then I do a minimum of negative 100, right? So everything under the water, and then a maximum of 0. Okay, of 1. Why isn't this working like I wanted it to? Well, let's look at this. This would be, okay, minimum of 1. Minimum, let's do minimum of 5 on that. And then on this, we're going to do negative 100 to 5. Still nothing. Interesting. Huh. All right, let me pay attention over here. Let me see. All right, so let's get back to this. Let's get back to, I guess Arthur left. I guess everybody has left me. They all leave you in the end. They all leave you. Okay, sand layer. I really want to know why this sand layer, why I can't get this sand layer to show. Well, okay, so let me remember this. This is grass A terrain layer. Okay, grass A terrain layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to sand layer. Right here. Okay, so that's what I want. All right, so I'm going to change this back to grass A terrain layer, which I think, yes, grass A terrain layer. That's good. Okay, so but it should be like, this is like a height of, again, this road has a height of 0. I think it was what it was. Let me look at it again. Road. So if I just look at a road element, right, and all the roads have a Y of 0. So that tells me that they're at 0. Huh. So the terrain, this is -1, maximum 5. 50? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it was working all along. No. I don't think it was, actually. Maybe it was. Wait a minute. Okay, let's make it something very obvious like this, right? Okay. So, Will Tyler says, be right back. Be right back, Will Tyler. We're still waiting for Not Sure to come back. Like, I don't know where he's at. Not Sure has not been around. I don't know where he's at. What was that? That was Monday. He said, be right back. And then now he's never to be seen again. He's still being right back. Okay. So I'm trying. Kidding. I'm driving. Oh, you're driving? Well, thank you for listening. It's like I am your I am the, you know, one of the reasons I do this and like that I did the Addie and Gabe show back in the day was, I discovered it was originally called Guy Talk Radio. There was this show called the Don and Mike Show, and I listened to it on this radio station, WAVA, I think is what it was called, WAVA. I want to say it was 105.1. I don't know why I remember that. Let me see. Okay, because they eventually did move over to WJFK, Morning Zoo, the show. But Don and Mike was very much a Morning Zoo type of show. And I discovered Don and Mike in 1980, like 88, 89, right? Like somewhere in the late 80s. And I loved the Don and Mike show. I loved the Don and Mike show. And it got to a point where, I was like 14, right? So I didn't have money. I didn't have a Walkman. And so I would listen because I had a radio in my room with a cassette player. I'm old. This was ancient technology. Arthur, if you're listening, cassettes were those little things. Like, think of them kind of as like little or big. Think of them as big USB blocks, right? And then you can record on them, but you can only record audio, okay? And so what I would do is when I would go to school, when I would leave for school, I would put a cassette in my radio and I would press record, and then I would just let it record, right? I would just let it record while I went to school. And then when I got home, I would rewind it and I would listen to it. I loved it. I loved the Don and Mike show. And I always wanted to I was like, that's my dream job. That is my dream job, is doing something like the Don and Mike show. And then later in life, I discovered Howard Stern in like the early 90s. I loved Stern until now Stern is just like, he's pathetic is what he is. Like, he's just so pathetic now. Like, he just needs to retire. Like, I'm like, Boomer, nobody's listening to you, Boomer. Just retire. Like, just go. But Stern, Don and Mike, and then Opie and Anthony. Like, I loved these shows. And so I started. So one of the reasons that I started doing the Addie and Gabe show is because Gabe and I just had a great rapport. We would just sit there and we would talk on the phone for hours, and we cracked each other up. That was what was most important. Not whether or not we entertained other people. What was really important was that we entertained each other. And if in the process of entertaining each other, other people were entertained, then all the better. And so this is like, I imagine myself on the radio. So then knowing that Will Tyler is listening to me while he's in his car driving home, it's like, I've made it. It's the Don and Mike show with Addie. That's what it is. Will Tyler says, same format as cassette tapes. Yes, I know early computers use cassette tapes. Yes, even as late as like the 80s, right? The Commodore 64 used cassette tapes. Still use variation for physical backup and some legacy. Yes, cold storage. Yes, a lot of cold storage systems still use backup tapes. Let's see. Okay, what is this? Process divorce. All right. So let me see. All right. Apparently, that's what's going on here. All right. Let me pay attention here for. Oh no. I'll look at that in a second. Okay. Anyway, the Don and Mike show. The Don and Mike show. But here's the sad thing. So Don and Mike ended in 2006, 7. Oh wait, actually 2008. Because Don used to have he had his wife Frida, and she was a big part of the show. She would call in, and he would put her on the air, and she was in all the time, and then she tragically died. I think she was only in her late 30s, early 40s, and she was in a car accident. It was a car accident, took her life, and the show was never the same after that. And then Don eventually just went on to do other things, and so I remember for a while there, I was going back. I was going back and I was listening. I was listening to some of the old recordings of the Don and Mike show. And I was just like, wow, this is terrible. Because they had callers. I remember they always had tons of callers on the air. And it was just listening back to that, I'm like, wow, these callers were so obviously fake, so obviously scripted, so obviously planted. And it was just that is sad. It was just so just looking back on it, with my adult ears. I mean, granted, I was an adult in 2008 when I was listening to them, but it was just still just this. It was it was they say you should never meet your heroes. This was kind of meeting my heroes. It was so pathetic. All right, let me pay attention here for a second. Alrighty, so let me see. We got that. Okay, so I want to get back to this. I want to find out how to get the mud on the lower level because I don't know why it's not working. Minimum negative. Okay, multiply this. What is multiply by 100? What? Excuse me? Add, subtract. Min, max. Oh, well, that changed things, didn't it? Okay, multiply, subtract, min, max. All right, so we do this, and then if I go up to 500, okay, that's interesting. Huh. Because I want these lower levels to have a different, I want them to have their own kind of texture. And I'm not seeing, let me see, if I do this and this, take this up to 500. Okay. Now we're cooking with fire. Okay, what if I do 5? Okay, then it disappears. What if I go 0? 0 to 500. Oh, you know what? This might be functioning off of height. It says height. Now this is stupid, but maybe it's functioning off of height and not Y value. Which now that I say that out loud, I'm like, of course you idiot. Of course that's what it's doing. I think. So the minimum height that this would be displayed on is 0. And then the maximum height that it would be displayed on is 10. 500. Okay, so somewhere between 10 and 500, we have it functioning. 250, 125. Just doing a binary search now. I don't know, what, 70? 35? Okay, so somewhere between 35 and 70 is where it disappears, which I don't quite understand, but okay. Somewhere between 35 and 70 it disappears. Somewhere between 50 and 70 it disappears. 60, 65, 62. I wanted it to come out a little bit more. Okay, so we'll go with 61. So that's the sand. And then we'll display this and this. Okay, that is very similar to what I had in mind. That is actually very, very close to what I was thinking. What if... Okay, wait a minute. I mean, obviously there's still going to be some manual painting that I need to do, that needs to be done, right? Like these edges here are going to be made brown or look like rock, and then like, you know, there will be some basic manual painting that needs to be done. But I think all in all, this looks pretty good. I mean, you know, it's a good rough draft. Oh, Matthew sending these messages. Oh, I just saw a message that Matthew sent in the private chat. So I'm not going to blow it up. I'm not going to do that to him, but that boy scares me. Like I've talked about Tom Nick before. And like Tom Nick is very unstable, he's never been violent that I know of. Well, Tom Nick was arrested, I guess maybe 2 or 3 years ago, because this is his side of the story. He saw some incident happening on the street, and as he put it, he used his car. A man was attacking a woman, and Tom Nick used his car to move the man out of the way. And he got arrested. But I believe that like he got probation, and like so he scares me. Like Tom Nick scares me. Matthew scares me in the same way. Just these like unstable type of just like I could go like these people could snap. Like it terrifies me. It does. Let's see. One sec, I'm paying attention over here for now. No, I've got... Oh, my God. All right. Let me see. Okay. So, I think... Ooh, wait. What happened to the water? Where's the water, bro? Do you even water, bro? What happened to the water? Wait, is that the water? Wait a minute. What's going on here? Okay, so, I mean, it makes sense that the sand color is, in fact, changing the color of the water. I don't like it. We can actually probably fix that, right? Because... Well, let's see. If that's 61, we could add another layer that is just very dark. Muddy, right? Like the dirt underwater should be muddy. So we add a modifier stack that is also of the height that has a minimum of a negative 100 and goes up to 60. 59. 0.5? Can you use floats? It looks like you can. 58.5. No, not 68.5. I said 58.5. 58.5. Okay. So we have mud under the water. We have a sandy, like what that's kind of like, you know, level with the water is sandy. And then grass above that, and then cliffs, and then snow caps. Let's get this in like a lighting that looks like a normal human might actually. Oh, that's just pure darkness. What about this one? I mean, this is. I wish it was a little brighter, but this isn't bad. Let's see. Okay, so I think this is, in terms of terrain, I think this is some of my best work. And I'm not even joking. Like, I think it looks really good. It still needs lots of work. Don't get me wrong. It still needs a ton of work. But I think that this is actually really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the code in. I'm going to open up a pull request, and then I'm going to merge, and then I'm going to branch again, and we're going to start working on the dialogue system. I think that is going to be a good, wow, look at this. Procedural terrain painter, procedural terrain painter. Not sure if he was here, but he's not here because he's be right back. If he was here, he would probably be having a conniption fit because we're adding even more files to the to the source file. Okay, procedural terrain painting. Painting for the win. All right, and it's going to take a minute to actually, commit. Let's see. Okay. All right, so let me see. What we're going to do now is we're just going to go ahead, open up a pull request, and then branch. I am hungry. I feel like every time I end up doing this stream that I'm freaking hungry. Pull requests. Is this it? No, that's the other one. We should look at that at some point, but maybe not now. Let me see. No, not that one. Not that one. This one. Wait, what is the name of my branch? Mission Uno. It is, in fact, Mission Uno. Okay. This one. Okay, that's the one we want right there. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this pull request. Refactor NPC aggro behavior, clean up mission UI, and work on the terrain. All right, I think that will do good. We'll just do this. Okay, so I am not even going to wait for it to build. I'm just going to go ahead and merge. Okay. So I do need a command line prompt for this part. So we're just going to pull master. We're going to pull the latest from master, which I don't know why it needs it. It should be smart enough to know that, like, the code is already on the disk. Just kind of point your pointers at different pointy things. All right. You know what? I'm super curious. What is the command? I don't know how to do it in PowerShell. Let's go to Ubuntu. I want to look up. I want to see how big the folder is. Actually, maybe I can just do it in Windows. Ooh. I have a folder open that I shouldn't, I don't know what it's going to show, so I'm going to do this really quick. Okay. All right, I think we're good. Let me see. St. Abilene. All right, so let's look up. I just want to see how big this. This is. It's about 25 gigs on disk, which is a lot. It is a lot, but that's okay. It's just 25 gigs. If you can't spare 25 gigs, then what are you even doing? What are you even interneting right? All right. Okay. So, where do we begin? Where do we begin? So I wanted to open up Visual Studio Code because I just kind of wanted to draw this out or type it out really to just kind of help me visualize it, and but from that we can try to figure out what kind of data structures we're going to need, right? So obviously we'll need an introduction message. This would be like, so conversations are going to they're going to have dialogue. Dialogue is going to be, it's going to have the name of the person saying it, and then what they say. So let's see. So you could go up to an NPC. Well, let's run the game. All right, come on. Come. Oh, geesh. Oh, okay. Everything's spitting errors because I think I need to rebake. But this is actually, how do I visualize this? What if I do it with gizmos? Okay. So this. Now, I think I want to do like this, and I want to have them overlapping just a little bit. They don't need to be overlapping a lot. And then I can do this, like this, right? Okay. Now, oh, motherfucker. Okay, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, motherfucker. Goddamn fucking Unity. Okay, actually, it might be okay. It might be okay since I think I ran it before I committed. Did I? No, I didn't. Motherfucking Unity. God damn it, Unity. I really hate Unity sometimes. Like, it's that goddamn fucking Gen Z millennial woman who designed it. There's like, I am convinced there is some 27-year-old woman who's probably sleeping with the CEO, and she's calling the shots on what Unity should look like. We need more girls to program. We need more girl developers. We need more girl game programmers. And I promise you that's what's happening. As a matter of fact, who is the CEO of Unity? Okay, wait. Who is the who is the CEO of Unity? Matthew Bromberg, the CEO and president of Unity, appointed. Okay, so he is this. Okay, senior leader at Electronic Arts. Bromberg brings expensive mobile and gaming industry experience to the role. No, I'm convinced that there is some 27-year-old Gen Z PM girl working at woman working at Unity who is calling the shots in terms of how the CEO or not how the UI should function. That's what's happening. I know it. I just know it. Okay, let me bake these. Can I do these all at once? Like it. Okay, let's bake. Let's let that bake for a minute. That's going to take a minute. Yeah, I don't know why I might, after this stream, I might have to do a good old-fashioned reboot because everything's it's pretty slow. Okay, let's make sure these errors go away. I hope they do. But you can see that there's a lot of errors about like the nav mesh and let's see what happens. Okay, so the errors did in fact go away, which is good. But we are on the other side of the map. I'm just going to run over to the other side really quick. Oh, and that's the other thing. The mini-map is broken. I'm not sure what's going on with the mini-map, but the mini-map is definitely broken too. Yeah, the mini-map is actually pretty foobarred. I mean, it's like the arrow's not even pointing the right way. I think that the overhead camera is somehow out of sync with the player. God damn it. I screwed up. All right. I'm just going to reset where we spawn. That's going to be that's what I should have done to begin with, right? All right. So the player, and then I believe the spawn nodes are somewhere around here. Is it in NPCs? Spawn locations. There we go. So if we just spawn at the pier, where is it? Okay, spawn location, Longnum Beach. No, we want to spawn at Pier 1. All right, so let's try that. Let's see what happens now. Okay. So what I was getting at is like, imagine going up to being like, oh, you know what? I'm going to disable the buildings. But like, hey, man, what's going on? Like, how's it going? You can interact with them. So what I'm getting at is, will there be, I guess there's conversations that the player starts, and then there's conversations the NPC starts? Like, is that a thing? Like, can you have I've been working on this game for like over a year now. I don't really play games. Like, I am not a gamer. I'm not really a gamer. So I imagine that NPCs can start conversations, but that does seem awkward. I mean, I think from what gaming I have done, it seems to me that most of that is active interaction or explicit interaction, where the player actually goes up to the NPC and says, I would like to interact with you. Now, that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that in the dialogue system, the player will always have to say the first thing. So that's something that I need to keep in mind. Okay, I wanted to see if the nav mesh zones work. Captain Fandom Nerd, who hasn't been around in a while. Have not seen you in a while, sir. How is it going? How is it going? I wish Will Tyler was here. A fellow Joe aficionado, a fellow Joester. Okay, let me see if okay, so he does seem to be okay. No, he's navigating pretty well. Let's see if he's supposed to take a right-hand turn up here. I've been watching you on replay. Oh dear. Oh God. Oh, I apologize for that. Why are you on the mobile? You joined on the mobile. All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right. So you should take a right, and There he goes. There he goes. Okay, and now if I get in front of him, he should attack me. There he goes. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, wait. Oh, I think he's having trouble getting to me because the road is slightly elevated, so he sees it as a barrier. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. And his aim, I purposely have his aim really, really bad. It is what YouTube showed me. Oh, well, I don't know why it showed you that. Let me, this should, I think, let me get you the link to the desktop stream. Not that it makes a difference. I assume you're on desktop, so here, you can come in there. Better. Yes, this is, I imagine that this is better for you, Captain Fandom Nerd. Okay, so let's go. Okay, we've got that working. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and commit that code because you know what? I'm going to commit the code through Visual Studio Code. And here's, oh, excuse me. Here's why. Visual Studio Code. I mean, we've all been using AI more and more. It has this right here. Generate a commit message. That's the best feature that's the best feature of AI in a long time. You know, first it was the Uber autocomplete. Now it's the AI generated commit messages. So that's where I'm at. Add new nav mesh zones and update render settings for improved environment navigation. Thank you. That's beautiful. All right. Sorry, just paying some more attention over here, as always. I don't know where everybody is tonight, Captain Fandom Nerd. You sure chose quite a night to come by. You chose an empty night to come by tonight. Like, of all the nights you could stop by, you chose tonight. Yeah. Should have been here on Monday. Monday was popping. Monday was fun. But I feel like Monday, that was kind of like one of those things where, like, I want to recapture the joy. I want to recapture that because it's like a drug. So I'm just going to be chasing that pink dragon forever. I thought my dog was still behind me. Okay. So let me see. No, I keep getting distracted. Okay. So, introduction message. So, I could see this going a couple of ways, right? Like, you could have it so when you interact with an NPC, you're given an option. Okay, I got it. What you do is you will have to explicitly say, I am choosing to interact with this NPC. And then when you interact with the NPC, one of two things will happen. One of three things will happen. One, you will be given when initiating interaction, one of these things will happen, right? We'll have one, the player is given a choice of things to say to the NPC, all right? Two, the player has no option and thus just starts speaking to the NPC. And three, the NPC says something to the player, right? Like I can see all three of these. All three of these make sense. So what I'm getting, so number one is where like I click the button and then I'm given like I'm given like 3 options or whatever it is, right? I'm given 3 options of things to say to the NPC, and so I do that. Or number 2, I click the yes, interact with this NPC, and then I just say something. That's dangerous for the player. That could be a fun mechanic, right? Because the player never knows what the player's getting into. And then the third one is like you say, yes, I want to interact with this NPC, and then the NPC's like, move along, sir, or something like that, right? Okay, let me pay attention here for a second again. Let me look over here. There is, okay. Okay, so all 3 of these, I feel that these are reasonable possibilities, right? Like, do you disagree? If you disagree, let me know in the chat room. Tell me that you disagree. I would love to hear if you disagree. And then from there, it's pretty, okay, so now, let's say, okay, so you speak, and then, okay, so now the conversation's happening. You have chosen, you say something, the NPC says something back, and so when conversations can end, god damn it. Conversations can end in one of these ways, all right? 1, the player presses escape, I guess? Like, I mean, the player aborts. The player aborts the conversation, right? And that's just like, in other words, like presses escape or something like that. Or like by walking away, pressing escape, etc. Okay. Now, conversations can also end by the, okay, let's see what the AI is telling me about how you can speak to AI. The NPC ends the conversation by saying something like, I have to go now, see you later. Okay, the player ends the conversation. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. This all makes sense. So there is a markdown extension that I feel like I have been just itching. I've been itching for an excuse to use it. I've been itching for an excuse to use it. It's called Mermaid, and basically it's just a syntactical way to do diagrams, right? Like just like this diagram, this flow chart here. It's just a diagram, like you just can do it with syntax, which I think is pretty cool. So I don't know if there is anything I need to enter. So let's see. If I do this, and then do this, and then I just save this, right? Let's just save this to the, I wanted to just save it to the desktop. All right, that's fine. Introduction message. Now, if I do a preview, if I click this preview button, am I going to get a graph? That is the question. No, I don't get a graph. Okay. Let's see if there is an extension for it. Mermaid, the official Mermaid editor plugin. Open source team, now with AI-powered diagramming. Okay, that sounds right. AI, okay, perfect. I'm going to trust this publisher. I have no idea who this is, but if you can't trust random code written on the internet, then who can you trust? Okay. All right. So now, is there anything I have to do to activate this? Okay. If I close this and now I look at the preview again, will I see, like, I see that this is now, like, there's some syntax highlighting going on. So I'm going to assume I'm going to see a chart. Yes. Okay. That's nice. Look at that. So, like, we could literally do our conversation tree here, right? Like, we could do this. So, let's see. This is top down. Okay. But I feel like this is a little too complicated. But now I just kind of want to fool around with it. Like, what if I go B, E? And then what if I go to, oh my gosh, yeah, it'll just kind of figure it out, right? Like X. And then what if I go to X dash dash back up to B? And then like, look at that. That's actually really nice. Look at that. That is, color me impressed is what I'm saying. Color me impressed. I am an impressed little boy. Wow. Okay. But we could definitely use this for like some like conversation tree, right? So do I have a valid excuse to make a graph? Do I? And there's all types of graphs you can do with this too. Like here's like I don't know that okay, wait. No. I want, if we go to the GitHub page, and GitHub supports this. That's the thing. GitHub supports this. So TD top down. So what if I do LR? Will that work? Right? Like, that is pretty. Okay, so what if instead of A, I call it intro? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, all right. Wait. How did intro A get down here? What is that? What is that garbage? Okay. It's 5 o'clock. I am hungry. What is this? What's your message? Meh. All right, so there is a little bit of drama going on. I'm hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I hope that you keep your fingers crossed for me. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I still get my McDonald's. I don't know. It could go either way. Like, it's 50-50 right now. With my luck and the luck that I've had recently regarding McDonald's. Oh, look. Hi, boy. All right. Of course, he's going to. Luan, why don't you come over here? Come here. Why don't you? If you're going to lay down. Come on. Lay down here. Lay down. People want to see you. Don't lay. He's going to lay down directly behind me. Why? Directly behind me. So you can. He's there. Luan, really? Okay. Wait. I have an idea. I don't know. Can you see him? That's maybe a little bit better. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, I think Okay, let's try to map out a conversation, mostly because I just want a reason to use this graphing extension. That's literally the only reason that I want to map out a conversation, right? So let's say you go up to one of the guards that are one of the how do I want to do this? One of the guards, and like you push the interact, like you say interact, right? So this is at the beginning of the game, and maybe the guard says something. So intro. How do I want to do this though, right? Because it would be something like, I don't know. I mean, like somehow you would have to say like intro. It would be the no. How do I want to do this? Right? Intro would be Flava Pop, which would be the guard name, right? Because we have to have Flava Pop as a guard, right? Flava Pop. The AI is saying, "Hey there, I'm Flava Pop, the coolest soda in town. Want to try a sip of my delicious?" Oh, that's risky. That's risky, AI. Oh, I now I want to see what how the AI completes that. Of my delicious flavors. Yeah. We all want to try Flava Pop's delicious flavors. I don't know about that. So you have 7 people wanting to listen to you. So start talking. I've been. All right. So Flava Pop. So he's going to be a guard, right? And he'll say, "Head home, sir. Curfew begins in 10 minutes," right? And so that's the intro. That's the intro. Okay. And then, okay. So now you can decide one of 3 ways to respond. Let's say option. Okay, let's just go with A, right? We'll just go A. Oh wait, what was the AI doing? The AI was not terrible. I mean, actually, wow, it does really well with the text. Look at that. Oh, and then you can do a shortcut. It's like a way to, oh, wow, that is so nice. So do you see? You can use, this is like a way to define like a shortcut. So the text is actually this. Player has no option, just start speaking the NPC. And then you can refer back to it. Oh, that is so nice. That's actually really, really nice. Okay. All right. We're going to stick with that. So the first thing is, so you could have like respond, I don't know, respectfully, right? Respond disrespectfully and ignore. Okay. So I'm just trying to draw out some flow in order to like understand, like to try and like see kind of what use cases there are, or like what kind of like little like corner cases that I'm not really noticing at first. I'm used to looking at the camera right here, but it's always there. But now it's there because I'm trying to get this idiot, because he's just being an idiot. Hannah, she says hi. Almost missed it. You did almost miss it. Oh, and you would have been in trouble. You would have been in big trouble. All right. Hannah is saying hello to Muwan. He is sleeping behind me. Like, I was trying to get him over here, but he refuses to go over there. So, you know, famous internet dog Muwan. Muwan, you're famous. Okay, so these are the options. All right. And then let's see. Let's go with B. Let's see, like, if you respond disrespectfully, right? Now, like, the guard could respond with anger, right? Okay, so I'm really impressed with this. Okay. Move along, sir. Curfew begins in 10 minutes. All right. So that's the introduction message. And that of course is internet superstar Flava Pop saying that. Can I even do, I wonder if I can do like markdown decoration, right? Like bold. This might be the most beautiful extension I've ever seen. This might be this is literally just beautifully done. Like wow. And like I even noticed, like while I was talking, that like you can even select the text inside of the individual blocks. That's amazing. Okay. So we don't even need this. So it's not Flav Pop, it's Flava Pop. All right. Move along, sir. Okay, respond disrespectfully. Respond. Okay, and then Flava Pop is going to respond with anger. If you're disrespectful, like, yeah, what did you say to me? Right? And then let's say D, respond. All right, right. Respond disrespectfully again. And then if you respond disrespectfully, right, Flava Pop attacks. Okay. All right. So that is done over there. I can stop. Okay. Now I can give you guys my full attention, even though like it's not there. Okay. All right. So Flava Pop attacks. All right. And then if you ignore, respond respectfully. And then if you respond respectfully, maybe you just go right back to the beginning, right? You just go back to intro. So let's look. So I've just been looking at the text of this. Let's actually look at the flow diagram. So the conversation starts out. Move along. So this is when you actually. Let's do this. Pre-intro. Player initiates conversation and goes to intro. Right. So the player initiates the conversation with Flava Pop. Internet famous Flava Pop. Player initiates conversation. Move along, sir. Curfew begins in 10 minutes. So this is one thing that I saw. I think Asmongold was playing a game, and I saw this, and I don't know if more games do this. Henna's a gamer, so she might know this. But one of the things, the game he was playing, one of the things it did with the interaction system is it gave you options like respond respectfully, respond disrespectfully. And then if you, depending on, but you would respond, you would click one, and then only after you clicked one did you find out what you were actually going to say, right? So, and in that way, I think it was fun because it was like the player was kind of discovering it. It was like, oh, I'm going to respond disrespectfully. And then the audio would say something very disrespectful, and then the NPC responds. But that way, it's like it's fun for the player because, like, when you think about it, like, what I guess it. I mean, how much fun is it if you see the option there in front of you? So I like that idea a lot. Just being able to have like these generic responses, and then okay. So here's the tricky part. So when you click respond disrespectfully, two things would happen. two things will happen. It will play an audio clip and it will scroll the text across the screen, which I think is very basic functionality. And then in a case like this, okay, so let's see what happens when you respond. So if you respond respectfully, maybe, yeah, okay, respond respectfully. And then this, okay, so where did it go? E goes back to intro. Where's this one? Ah, okay, it's cut off. So A also will go back to intro. All right. Perfect. Okay. I'm just curious. Maybe this looks better as a top-down. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful extension. What a beautiful plugin. It's so beautiful. Okay. Player initiates conversation. And then the dialogue and audio comes up. Flava Pop. Move along, sir. Curfew begins in 10 minutes. Respond respectfully. Respond disrespectfully. And this makes him aggro. So I'm just going to draw out a few more conversations with a few more possibilities because, like, I want to really understand the mechanic before we actually go programming the mechanic. Right? Because, I mean, like, on the surface, it's very straightforward. Like, well, yeah, it's a conversation dialogue tree system, choose your own adventure type thing. Simple. But then there's things like what I was saying is like, okay, well, you need to click respond disrespectfully, but then it's going to actually show some other text and play and then you could actually, I just had another brilliant idea because I'm brilliant. Like, I'm so brilliant. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous how smart I am. No, but when you click respond disrespectfully, you click respond respectfully, whichever one you click, it'll play audio and it'll play audio and show the text. However, there's no reason you can't have multiple respond respectfully. So remember how I said that, like, the user will just be presented with three options. Ignore, respond disrespectfully, or respond respectfully. That's all the user's literally going to see that, right? The user is literally going to see, like, respond. There we go. Perfect. Like, the user's just going to see these three options, right? And this is my attempt to do a button. I wonder if there's any. Actually, now I want to know something. Can mermaid... No. Can the mermaid markdown extension draw buttons? Let's see. Wow. So they even have a JavaScript extension. So a JavaScript library. So you can actually do this like in HTML. Wow. Wow. What a beautiful extension this is. Who wrote this? I need to know. I need to know. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, let's see, Mermaid GitHub. There's a live editor too. I'm just so impressed by this project. Okay, never mind that. But one thing I wanted to look up kind of like the root project. So where's what about documentation? That's documentation. Live editor, flowchart, mermaid flowchart. That's an archive. Documentation has been moved here. Mermaid-JS. So is that the active project? Mermaid Live Mermaid. Okay, so this is so it's TypeScript. So what I'm going to do, I have this little bookmark thing, but it's in my Naughty Boy browser. I'm going to find this. So this is something I like doing. I really like looking at old code. And so this is the initial commit for Mermaid. So this was, when was this? This was 12 years ago, November 1st, 2014. It was simply just the license, generation of flow diagram. So I wonder if the project, like when the project actually began. I get the impression that it already existed then. All right. Huh. Anyway, all right. Nope. Okay. Oh, I wanted to see if Mermaid could do buttons. I got completely distracted. You can also use : blocks. Wow. Wow. What a nice little project. Anyway, so what I was getting at is, so the user would be presented with these three options, but if you play the game a second time, a third time, however many times you play the game, hopefully millions, you could get a different audio and a different result each time you click the button, right? Respond respectfully. It's like, yes sir, or second time, like, I'm going home, like whatever. It's just picking a random number out of the available options. So each of these could be, wow, I like that idea. I do like that idea. Okay, so let's draw another conversation, because mostly just because I want a reason to use Mermaid. Okay, so this is what this is doing. I am hungry. Okay, so when would be another time that we could interact with an NPC? Right, like an NPC. Okay, so let's say that you are inside, and let's say that the guards aggro whenever you leave the building. So, but maybe you stay inside the building, they're not aggro, and you can talk to them. All right, so let's try that. This conversation this conversation tree, I'm trying to set the context, is when the player has arrived home and is inside the building. This is the conversation that would take place when the player attempts to talk to one of the guards outside the front door of the building. Okay, so that's the context. I'm trying to set the context. Center yourself, put yourself in your Zen moment. All right, I got to do something really quick. I just realized there's something I got to do. I got to poop is also what I got to do. I haven't pooped all day. And normally by this time, I am normally a morning pooper. Like, that's just, I'm normally like mornings. What is this? Really? Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, this is the conversation This conversation tree takes place when the player has arrived home and is inside the building. The player can converse with the guards outside the building. Okay. So, what would we do? How would we do this? Pre-intro, player initiates conversation. Perfect. Intro. Okay. Stay inside, sir. Curfew ends at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, right? 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then at this point, you have the option. All right, so that's intro. Can I just... Wow. Okay. So again, respond, respect. Okay. Come on, viewers. I need some help here because I'm not a writer. I'm a programmer. Programmers are not creative in the traditional sense of the word. I mean, some of us are, sure. Like there's exceptions to every rule, but we're not novelists. All right. So okay. I was fascinated with novel writing for a long time. Still am. Like, I have a great respect for people that actually write an entire book. Have you ever told yourself you're going to write a book and then attempted to write a book? It is not easy writing a book. It is very hard to write a book. So I was fascinated with the process of novel writing. And I have read multiple books about writing books. Actually, one of my favorite ones was Stephen King's On Writing. I think that's what it was. Stephen King. Yeah, On Writing, a Memoir of the Craft. That was actually a really good book. Though Stephen King is a little like the theme of his book is like, you have to write 2,000 words every day, even if you don't want to. Just do it every day. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be good. Just do it. And then I remember reading another book about writing by some other author who called that out, because Stephen King was of the opinion that you just write. You don't have to. And like, he was also of the opinion of like, don't plan your story ahead of time. Your story will find you. And I remember this other author was just like, yeah, that's bad advice unless you're Stephen King. So it worked for Stephen King, but just because it worked for Stephen King, like most people, the one common trope among the books about writing books is know your ending. Know your ending, right? So I'm asking myself with this conversation, what is the ending? What is the ending? So the ending of this conversation, it would be, what I would like is the guards will aggro. If you leave the building, the guards will attack you immediately. However, we have this entire beautifully written personality system on the guards. It's a beautiful, it's the best personality system, top notch. No personality system has ever been better. It's number one, beautiful. All those other personality systems, total garbage. You can't believe how horrible they are. These people just don't know what they're doing. But our personality system, beautiful. But so there's this personality system, right? And what I would like is for the conversations to affect the person. So let's actually look at the settings of the person. I'm trying to remember what they were. There's mental state, I think. There's two mental states. There's the mental state, which is, I think this is the one I think that is controlled by environmental factors. And then there is the like mental profile, or I'm pretty sure the other one has the word profile in it. Is it decision profile? No, but decision profile uses personality profile. Okay, so there's another one. Decision profile, relationship traits. So there's personality profile, which I'm going to pin. So what I'm getting at is that there's a set of qualities that are susceptible to environmental factors, and then there is another set that is just inherent, right? Like, I mean, would you agree or would you disagree that people naturally have a varying degree of courage that they're born with or not born with, right? Like there is a fixed amount of courage that a person might have that is just comes from their DNA. And that's what I'm getting at. So, of course, we can have the conversation of nature versus nurture and blah, 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 the theory of man, the hubris of man, and blah, blah, blah. But I do think that there are certain personality traits that you're just born with. And so what personality profile, this is composure, decisiveness, courage, loving, and trusting. But where's the second one? Where's the personality traits, common NPC? Mental state, entity profile, personality profile. Okay, that's the one I was just looking at. And then I guess the other one's mental state. No, but mental state, like, okay, I think maybe it is mental state. But you notice how this one is like serializable and this one isn't? I feel like they're both, So this has comfort, how comfortable the entity is. How calm they are. And that's it. So, like, I feel like one of the things lacking from here is loyalty. Fear of, okay, that's relationship traits. Personality profile, composure, decisiveness, courage, loving, and trusting. Like, I feel, so what I was getting at is, like, if the guard is going to attack you as soon as you leave the building, I want the personality system, I want there to be a path of which the player could take conversing with that guard such that you could convince the guard not to attack you. And I would also prefer that path be non-deterministic. And what I mean by that is that it's not going to, like, if you know that just, okay, initiate the conversation, then select A, then select C, then select B. ACB, ACB. Then you're always going to do ACB, ACB, ACB. But I would like it if, like, ACB doesn't always work. That's what I mean by non-deterministic. You can't always determine the outcome. I mean, that's generally what non-deterministic means. Like, you think about, like, AI is non-deterministic. Like, you ask AI the same question 5 times, you're going to get 5 different answers. The answers will be basically the same, but they're not going to be worded the same. Chess engines are also very non-deterministic. And I guess it's probably the same for AI, but from my understanding, the main reason that chess engines are non-deterministic is because chess engines will thread out the analysis, right? So basically a chess engine it's like a tree, right? And it'll go down each possible move you can make, and then it'll look at each possible move of that resulting move, and then so on and so on, and it will thread all of that out. And I believe what often happens is it's like the first best result. that comes back. It's like the first result that comes back above a certain threshold. And since you're threading those results out, the threads they'll just happen to, sometimes they'll calculate differently, or the threads will return at a different, the thing. They won't always return the same time. What am I trying to say? The execution time of a thread will not always be the same each time you execute the thread. That's what I'm trying to say. That reminds me, I need to check something. I need to check a work thing. So just deal with it for a minute. Hannah, you'll be all right. Just live with it for a minute. You'll be fine. I got to do a members only. I'm going to do a members only. I think because Matthew's going to be at the movies tomorrow night too. I think I'm going to do a members only on Friday because there is some. You know what? I'm going to schedule it now because there is some drama going. No, I'll schedule it on Friday. But let me do this. Let me put it in the Discord so I don't forget. Okay. Yeah. No. There's some drama. There's some drama happening. Not in my Trust me, I've got plenty of drama in my personal life, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the thing. Okay. So what I'm getting at is, what would also be nice is if each response they have to have some type of callback. So even if to the user, like let's say you click respond respectfully and then you just keep going down a tree, but maybe this respond respectfully, maybe it will also alter. It can also have effects, even though you don't see the effects. It can have an effect, right? Like, so the NPC will have, like, if I go back here, the NPC's mental state, it'll have like a calmness, like its level of calmness. So let's say you respond disrespectfully. Right? What that can do, what I would like, is that it reduces the calmness of the NPC. It's like, oh shit, that guy's being disrespectful. I'm getting a little worked up. Oh, he continues to be disrespectful. I'm getting more worked up. And then eventually he'll just kick your ass, even though eventually that's another thing. You can annoy the NPC so much that you make him become aggro, right? Because like right now, the aggro state is if you're not in the house past the curfew, but maybe you can just piss him off enough and he does aggro. So so basically each individual response will not just lead to another response. It can optionally have side effects. Will says, last thing I heard was that I made Addie's day by listening from my car. Then I got an hour-long work call. So as soon as I said how much it made me feel special that you were listening in your car, you stopped listening. That's what I expect. That's pretty much how my life works out. Right, so you could respond respectfully. And then maybe if you respond, let's see, I'm just curious. Okay, so that's just invalid syntax, essentially. Respond respectfully. So I have like this entire, there are relationship traits, right? So now, not every NPC has a relationship with every other NPC or with the player. Not every NPC has a relationship with the player. But what would be really cool So you can see these relationship traits, which is trust towards how much one entity trusts the other entity, love, how much one entity loves the other entity, and fear, how much one entity fears the other entity. So what would be cool is if I'm speaking, if I am the player and I'm speaking to this NPC in this scenario we're talking about, I do not necessarily have a relationship trait object attached to that relationship. However, that could be another side effect. So think about like if you respond respectfully. So maybe that actually creates a relationship, like creates a relation. I'm going to actually do this relationship trait object and adds to love. So basically by being respectful to the NPC will kind of like you a little bit. Now, it might just add just a little bit, but then you continue being respectful to it, and he'll just like you a little bit more. So, and that's why I'm thinking, like, I feel like this personality system, like, needs more enhancements, right? Like, it needs, like, empathy. Like, how empathetic, like, not only in the personality system, this would be, like you would have empathy, right? Like, range, not curiosity, empathy. So how empathetic the thing is naturally, and then in a relationship, empathy as well, or compassion, or like you know, like, you see what I mean? So if you're more respectful to the NPC, then it will become more empathetic towards you. And then if it's more empathetic, oh my God, there's so much you could do with this. So like you could even have it so that the more empathetic the NPC is to the player, the less likely he is to attack. And if he's made to attack because he's ordered to attack, then he's going to be a good soldier. But of course, that might be under a loyalty. But let's say he is attacking, maybe he will purposely miss. I don't know. I'm just going all kinds of crazy with it. This is the problem. This is like, I start getting worked up, and like, it's very, very easy to like over engineer this, and you have to be careful. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened in the beginning, is that like, I just probably had like 50 different traits in this personality system. And then I was like, no, I need to whittle that down to the most fundamental of those traits. But now that we have some systems built, such as the ability of an NPC to attack, the ability to interact with the NPCs, the ability for the NPC to become aggro. Now that we have these systems built, there's more I want to do with there's more systemic things that I want to add. There's so much to do. Okay, what I am going to do though is I am simply going to save this file. I am going to reveal file in Explorer, because I'm going to send it to myself on Discord, because I am going to change computers. I really hate that you cannot send yourself a message on Discord. So I'm going to do what I usually do, and that's going to send it to Joe. I think I've shown you this before, Will Tyler, but like I have an entire conversations with Joe where I've just sent him code samples, sent him files or whatever. So his mom might read it. I don't know. Captain Fandom Nerd was in here, Will. Captain Fandom Nerd, you know, the guy running the weird restreams, the really weird, bizarre restreams, like just totally weird, just totally weird. I don't know if he's still in the room. I don't know if he's still here. Captain Fandom Nerd, are you still here? If you are here, those restreams of Joe are really weird. Like it's just weird. And I understand that it's okay. Yeah, it's for his mom. Okay. Like, I mean, I get it. Yeah, people are going to grieve how they grieve. People grieve differently. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Like, but but then again, you know what? I cannot imagine what it must be like to lose a child. I have one child. If I lost her, I can't imagine how I would react. It would be, I don't know. Apparently you cannot do, you can't do single quotes. That breaks it. Oh wait, you can't even do parentheses. What do parentheses normally do? Can I do double parentheses? Can I do escaped parentheses? Huh, interesting. I wonder what the parentheses do. What's that syntax do? All right, nothing. Okay, so I've sent myself the file on this. No, I have sent the file to Joe. I will go read my conversation. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to work on this. I'm excited about this. Trust me. I could have done terrain editing for months. I could spend days editing the terrain and not get bored. But we had to move on. We've moved on. But I think that this conversation system, this has a lot of potential. I'm excited. I hope you are. Wait, you're over here. I was trying to show my dog. But I hope you guys are as excited as I am. But right now, I'm going to head out because I've got to poop. I got to find some food. I got to get my evening started, boys. So, as always, be sure to click and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this stream. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. If you get a chance, please go ahead and check out my page and like tomorrow's stream because that helps the algorithm with sharing and all that stuff. I'll see you then. Bye, boys. Oh, just in time. My wife just got home. All right, bye, boys.